We have been talking about the roles and responsibilities of a DPO for the last few days. In this summary video, we are going to talk about some of the best practices that he should adopt and why should he adopt to safeguard his own role. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see a new content on data privacy. What is the role of a DPO or a data protection officer, which as we watched in the CCPA video, they call it Chief Privacy Officer, right? His key roles: regulatory compliance. He has to meet all the guidelines of his compliance. Risk management, so whatever are the processes in the organization which are handling the personal data, especially sensitive personal data, he has to be very, very careful that the risk is minimized while handling and processing that information. Building trust outside the organization with the customers and vendors. Adapting to global standards, therefore complying with global requirements of compliance if the case be. He is accountable for the legal requirements of the organization in terms of handling the sensitive personal information. He has to follow the compliance best practices and he has to ensure that he has a very good breach management program. Now this is his role. Anyone would say a best practice means he should do his role at the best, but we need to understand why are these important, a bit more details about these roles, and what best practices should he involve in his day-to-day working so that these things are automatically taken care of. Let's talk about them now. The first thing is he needs to stay updated. Why does he need to stay updated? He needs to stay updated with the regulation that he is following in the geography where his headquarters are, in the geographies wherever he is doing business. Why? There could be changes in regulations, very, very regular. The privacy laws are evolving. Many countries are at a very nascent stage. Maybe not very regulated, but because you are a multinational, you need to be compliant, and the nascent stage is the right stage where you have to build yourself up to be ready for the advanced stage, right? So change in regulations, very important. There could be new data processing things that come in your organization, and it should not be that the DPO himself is not aware of a new kind of data processing requirement in the organization, right? Processes that he has laid down is laid down. So as a best practice, he should be involved, having regular discussions with other peer segments, seniors, stakeholders about what new is the company doing, what are they thinking, what new marketing things is marketing team doing, is HR hiring new people in a different geography, out of the geographies that are already covered, so that he does not misses out on those, and therefore you'll see his communication skills, his reputation within the organization is very, very important. He has to stay updated with the privacy law changes also. So staying updated is very, very important internally, externally, compliances, regulators. He has to have a robust data protection framework, so he has to build that and stay updated on security updates. I have done 2 case studies. One of them you will see tomorrow, one I have done earlier. Both the cases, the breaches are because of IT security issues. So as a best practice, DPO has to be fully involved with the IT people, especially the security people, so that he can take care of the access control and other things in the organization. He should always remain in sync with the IT people for access control and protection techniques. And I have a video on privacy enhancement techniques like encryption, anonymization, pseudonymization. You can refer to that at some stage and when you want to. He should be regularly updated with all the IT components within the organization. He should be an effective communicator. He has to take budgets from the stakeholders. He has to take consent from the stakeholder. He is a cost head until there is a breach, right? His value comes up when you compare it with the fine that gets imposed or the cost of reputation damage that you have, right? Otherwise, to a stakeholder, he appears more to be a cost head. So he has to be very, very careful in that. He has to make privacy a practice in everything that the organization is doing. In a refined language, we call it privacy by design in all the processes that the organization follows. It's his obligation to add new resources, and to all new processes and new people, he need to explain them what are their obligations when they are handling personal information. So his communication has to happen at all the levels of the organization because everyone is handling personal information. So it has to be a very, very effective communication, and his reporting to internal stakeholders as well as to the regulators is very, very important. Breach management and breach information is important. We'll come to that. He has to monitor all his processes regularly. He should do that. Why not? Randomly keep doing audits, reviews, maybe public feels it random, you make a chart internally that 3 days in a month I am going to sit only in the HR department to see what are they doing, are they following practices. Maybe I will deploy someone from my team to see what are they following the privacy related practices or not. I mean, HR is one example, it could be marketing. Ideally saying distribute your time of the month over different teams, right? There would be cross-functional teams as well, so activities as well. Regularly process audits, impact assessment, internal as well as third party. Third party reviews are equally important because they will give you more independent and unbiased opinion. Adapt to the changes that are coming in technology as well as in the regulations and build a very strong feedback mechanism. He should be aware and he should get good feedback from his team. Training and awareness, privacy practices, everyone should know. I mentioned it in earlier videos as well. One piece of information might be used by multiple people in the organization. So you have to have cross-functional trainings, specialized trainings. A prospect known to marketing people gets converted into customer by sales people. Invoice goes from the billing, payment gets collected by finance, product gets implemented and supported by services teams. Maybe they are also bifurcated into 2 teams. So one personal information block or record is being accessed by multiple departments within the organization and each need to handle it carefully with their systems. So there have to be specialized cross-functional trainings, regular awareness programs and multiple methods of generating these awarenesses within the organization. The most important is incident and breach management and monitoring of those. Strong mechanism to monitor incidents. Quick understanding on breaches. Breach impact assessment. Why quick understanding? You get only 72 hours to report it to the regulator and data subjects. Forget about the regulation. If I see a breach, it should be important for me to go and respond back to the subject so that he can take necessary precautions in time. So that is what we are saying here as a best practice, that if whether regulators want or not is one issue, but you should try and mitigate the risk and reduce the risk and go back to the impacted parties and update them as early as possible. So breach impact assessments, quick decision making on the impact as well as on the communication to the data subjects as well as the regulators, so that you though there is an impact, but the impact of the breach be reduced both on the data subjects as well as on your organization in terms of the reputation and trust building in the organization. He should quickly respond back to data subjects in the regulators. We discussed that multiple times throughout the video. So this is, of course, if it goes beyond that, then he is the one who has to settle the claims with and become a good negotiator with the data subjects. And if it gets legal, then he is the one who has to talk to the legal guides or counsels, as the DPO does not represent himself directly in the court, even if he is otherwise a lawyer. So that's what I have, my opinion on the best practices that a DPO should follow to achieve his roles. I hope you like the content. Please press the like and the bell icon. Share your feedback in the comment section and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already done that. Thank you.